Welcome back to Hot Movies. Today I will recap an action thriller Baby Driver. The film starts with few action, as a red car stops on the road right in front of a bank. Buddy, Darling, and Griff, three expert robbers, exit the car and dash into the bank. Baby is a young guy who is the designated driver. Baby waits in the car as the bank robbers execute their dirty job. Baby is a megalomaniac, which should be no surprise to anyone. He enjoys himself while listening to the song Bell Bottoms. Shortly afterward, the robbers arrive to the car, and Baby implements his work. He drives them off, listening to blasting music through his headphones. He tends to drive it around city, attempting to avoid the cops who are following them from across all sides. Baby's driving abilities are exceptional. This is evident as he drives skittishly through several hurdles in his way. A police chopper soon joins the trail, and Baby arrives at two red cars. As the three pass beneath a bridge, Baby fools the cops by changing direction with a car. Baby, however, manages to escape, enters a parking area, changes cars, and flees. Afterwards, as listening to Harlem Shuffle, Baby gets coffee for the entire team. He gets the coffee and joins the heist group in entering a building where their boss, Doc, an intelligent man, is expecting for them. Doc divides the robbery cash as Griff questions Doc about why Baby is always listening to music. Griff attempts to frighten Baby, but he avoids him. They eventually pick their part and leave. Doc takes the majority of Baby's part to pay off his debt. He hands him $10,000, gloves, and a new disposable cell phone. He informs him that he will contact him shortly for the next assignment. Baby returns home to stay with a foster father, Joseph. Baby hides his half of the robbery money beneath the floor. Baby is advised by Joseph to avoid unethical jobs, as they do not belong to him. Then, Baby remixes the recordings of his talk with Doc along with the other robbers together into song. He has cassette tapes that contain all of the many recordings that have been titled and remixed into songs. A cassette tape named Mom is right in the middle of it all. Whenever he listens to it, he recalls his happy times with his mom. His mom and dad used to quarrel constantly, and they were killed in a car accident one day while arguing. Baby afterwards visits a diner and meets a lovely waitress named Deborah. She walked past him humming a song, while Baby records her humming on tape. Deborah then returns to collect his order, and notices him recording. They began talking, and Baby wants to know what song she's singing. Then, he visits a music store and locates the same song. Doc calls Baby next day, and offers him a new assignment. Baby visits his boss. He introduces Baby to his new team members, that includes Eddie No-Nose, JD and Bats. These new team members are likewise confused as to why Baby is continuously listening to music. Doc claims it is due to a childhood accident. He developed hearing deficiency as a result of this, therefore he plays music to block out the ringing. It is the final assignment Baby must fulfill for Doc in order to pay back his debt. As Baby is listening to a new music, Doc outlines the strategy to everyone. Bats believes Baby is not paying attention to the plan, so Doc asked him specific questions, which Baby replies correctly. The crew gets at their location the next day, and discovers the armored van. When other robbers go to loot it, Baby sits in the car listening to music. Bats murder the van's guard, and then return to the car. Baby tried to escape, however a Marine in his van begins chasing them. Bats attempts to shoot the Marine, however Baby avoids shooting him. Bats is set to shoot the Marine when Baby pulls back, to keep the crazy man from killing him. As Baby drives down the roadway tracks, the Marine gets to accident and is lost. When the group becomes stuck in traffic, they leave the vehicle and grab another from a mother with a baby. JD claims he misplaced his gun, but they can't go back. Baby takes the group to a parking area, where they switch cars once more. Bats is annoyed since Baby purposefully caused him to miss the Marine shot. Baby dismisses it, and they head to Doc to divide their profits. Strangely, Baby only notices Bats and Eddie. So Doc offers Baby a portion of the proceeds, and asks him to dispose of JD's body in the trunk. Since this cops would find JD because of his weapon, they had to dispose his dead body. Baby crashes the car in a junkyard, then experiences flashback about his childhood experiences. Baby visits Deborah at her regular diner. They talk about music, and when Deborah discovers his name, she can't believe it's Baby. They soon leave the cafe, and go to the laundry. They talk about themselves again, and he reveals her about his hearing impairment just after accident, in which he lost both of his parents. Baby follows Joseph's advice, and finds a steady job. He finds a job as a pizza delivery boy and begins spending more and more time with Deborah. Baby brings Deborah to a classy restaurant one night and spots Doc in the meantime. He meets him and proposes to join him for his other robbery works. Doc threatens Baby with harming Deborah and Joseph if he does not comply. The following day, the Doc brings Baby to a post office to plot his next heist. Doc directs Baby to inspect the interior of the post office and tells him to bring his grandson Sam with him to avoid arousing suspicion. As Baby and Sam arrive at the post office, he searches for cameras, windows, clients, and open clerks. Curiously, Sam informs him of the number of cameras, windows, and staff in the office. They next converse with a helpful cashier before returning to the car to inform Doc of the situation. Afterwards, Baby contacts Deborah at the cafe and wants her to accompany him on his escape. When Baby heads to meet Doc to plot the upcoming robbery, he runs into Buddy, Darling, and Bats. Doc violates his personal rule of never using the same team for more than one robbery. Doc describes their strategy for the post office and demands that the group should purchase more guns from the butcher, an arms supplier. They head to the meeting location, and Bats tells Baby to stop at a store on their way, and when they come to a halt, Darling tells her lover that Bats stares at her suspiciously, and induces her to feel uneasy. Buddy asks whether she intends him to kill Bats that before the robbery, and Darling says no. When the gang arrives at the warehouse, the butcher shows them firearms and shotguns. Unexpectedly, Bats shoots the butcher, resulting in a firefight. Darling gets hit in the arm during this period, and Bats goes on a rage. They soon depart the warehouse, and Bats detonates a grenade inside of the car, destroying the entire facility. Bats informs the gang that those officers were cops, that they did was right. Bats asks Baby for a halt at the cafe just on their way back. Baby is aware that Deborah is still working and refuses to go. Nonetheless, Bats makes him halt. Deborah notices Baby's concern as they enter the cafe and takes orders without revealing that she knew him. Deborah gives the bill, and Bats draws his gun to avoid having to pay the $20. Baby holds Bats' hand and pulls him back. The fanatic recognizes Baby knows her and departs the caf without a fight. Baby pays the bill and writes Deborah a message. 2 a.m. road trip. When the gang comes to Doc, he informs them that the mission has failed. Bats informs him that the butcher and his team were cops. They were one who were shot first. Buddy and Darling support him, as Baby looks to them with suspicion. Doc believes that the cops would bring all of their forces in the span of 24 hours, so he intends to cancel the robbery. Doc asks Baby what he needs to do, and the three believe on taking the risk anyhow. Baby advises them to sleep and carry out the task in the morning. Later in the night, around 2 a.m. Baby attempts to sneak away to meet up with Deborah, but is abruptly stopped by Buddy and Bats. Both become skeptical of Baby, and Bats knocks him out with his tape recorder. Baby awakens afterwards at Doc's table. Baby claims they are simply remixed cassettes and plays a few of them. Meantime, Deborah is at the cafe, waiting for Baby. The following morning, the group returns to the scene of the robbery. Darlin is made to act as a hostage to Buddy as Bats goes in. While waiting in the car, Baby sees the cashier that he met the day before at the post office. He nods and warns her not to enter inside. She turns around and walks back with the guard. The guard advances Baby's car, but the gang reappears, and Bats kills the guard. Baby abruptly fails to start the car, so Bats threatens him with a pistol. Enraged, Baby hits the throttle and drives up to a truck with iron rods jutting out of it, killing Bats. The cops show up soon, and the group attempts to flee. Buddy and Darling kill some cops while others follow Baby. Baby dashes around the city before entering a commercial center to alter his appearance. However, the cops track him down and continue to pursue him. He leaves the premises and takes a car in order to meet up with Buddy and Darling. Darling gets killed by police during a firefight, and Baby flees and steals an elderly woman's car. Before departing, he listens to the radio and returns the old lady's handbag. Baby arrives to his house to find everything in disarray, and Joseph on the floor. He dials Deborah's number at the restaurant, but her boss responds and informs her that Baby is on his way. He then conceals all of his money beneath the floorboards and moves Joseph to a hospital. Then, he apologizes to his adoptive father for failing him and departs, whereas police continue to search for him. Baby rushes to the cafe to retrieve Deborah and notices Buddy seated inside. He insists that Baby should pay for the death of Darling, and threatens to execute Deborah. A police officer enters the cafe and uses the restroom. Buddy is diverted by another waitress when Baby pulls out his weapon and shoots him. Buddy blatantly shoots a police officer who comes to him and asks if he is fine. When Baby dials Doc from a phone booth, the man orders him not to contact again. The couple takes a car from to hippie lads before heading to Doc's residence. Baby requests that Doc return the cassette boxes in lieu of the cash he stole at the post office. Doc first refuses. However, when he sees him with Deborah, he agrees to hand over the tapes. He also provides him some cash so that he can flee the country. They could see Butcher's men waiting for them when they exit the elevator. Doc shoots them until he inevitably gets shot. Buddy appears in a police vehicle and runs down Doc. Following that, he follows Baby. Baby fires a couple shots before leaping over Buddy's car. Buddy follows Baby and Deborah when they hop into Doc's car. Shortly after, Baby forces the other person's car over the building to drop it down. Baby walks out of the car to check on Buddy as he appears out from rear with a pistol. Buddy fires around Baby's ear, deafening him. Deborah strikes him from behind, causing him to drop the pistol. While Buddy is distracted by Deborah, Baby takes up the weapon and shoots Buddy in the knee. Buddy is killed when he falls over the earlier fallen car. Deborah and Baby leave out on a trip next morning when they come upon a police blockage on the bridge ahead. She attempts to escape, however Baby stops her. He kisses her and exits the car to hand over to the cops. Baby is on trial for the robberies. The post office cashier and the woman whose car Baby snatched all testify on Baby's favor. They all think of him as non-threatening person. The judge convicts him to 25 years in jail with a 5-year parole prospect. Baby gets letters from Deborah about the destinations they intend to visit after he is released from jail. Baby is eventually freed from prison and reunites with Deborah after 5 years. And the film ends here. Thank you for your time. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe, turn on notification bell, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next explanation video.